Howdy folks, Jabberiki here. I've decided to celebrate hitting 30k subscribers by making something more personal than usual. You see, I suffer from many diagnosed anxieties, and the stress can be overwhelming, but I tend to cope by watching relaxing slice of life cartoons. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some examples of animated TV shows that I switch on when things get too much. Whether you're after cheer-up cartoon recommendations yourself, or just want to learn about the shows that make me happy and why they relax me, I hope you'll enjoy the subscriber special. Oh, and we all know that the YouTube algorithm isn't really interested in boosting positive content, so I'd appreciate you all liking, commenting, and sharing this video across your social media. Thank you very much. Bee and PuppyCat. This show started off as a popular web series, and in 2019, it got picked up by Netflix for a reboot/remake subtitled Lazy in Space. It follows the whimsical adventures of Bee the robot and PuppyCat the fluffy tsundere, who both take temp jobs on different planets to afford rent and groceries. It's a very enchanting show that clearly takes affectionate influences from magical girl anime, retro shoujo, and the work of Studio Ghibli, but it also has the same feel as Western slice of life cartoons too. You can tell that the showrunners are big weebs, who have paid special attention to the charming quirks and tics of 90s and 80s anime. This is not some shallow attempt to copy Japanese animation, but rather a true, sincere love letter to the anime that millennials grew up with. All made by passionate artists who observantly spotted the drawing techniques that the original Japanese animators adopted. It's also a very pretty show to boot. Everything we see has an aesthetic, and I mean everything. You could pause an episode at any point and get a plate full of eye candy to gorge on. All of the work for this show could be put in golden frames. The fact that our heroes do a different temp job each episode means that every space trip is an exciting surprise, with each planet vibing with its own distinct ethereal aura or psychedelic environment. Some planets are so calming or homely that you might want to stay a little longer.
Oh, my name is Millie.
Are we cooking?
Baking, actually.
These other worlds have a strange dreamlike logic to them too. I'm not talking about weird for the sake of being weird, but genuinely creative alien lore development, with every creature living in a bubble of their own. What might seem bizarre or gross to us is the norm for these aliens and their planets.
Interesting. Fascinating.
However, our hero's home planet is just as endearing. The artistic designs for every prop, background, plant, hairstyle, fashion, and everything else has a delightful cuteness that's magical, yet also simple, recognizable, or even nostalgic.
PuppyCat, look! The seeds on the inside holds coins!
It all feels like Earth, but with a sugary bubblegum coating. The fantastical can sometimes seep into this supposedly normal world as well, with most characters just accepting these paranormal blips in their reality. Maybe because they're a little odd themselves, with only one character routinely making a big deal out of the supernatural insanity around them.
What is that? I knew you were weird! You always have weird stuff happening around you! And now you have a weird, huge friend!
I'd be lying if I said that the show didn't have a dark side though. From ominous forces at work that are trying to nab PuppyCat, attacking our heroes nearly every single temp job, to the real anxieties of life's anguishes, like paying rent, lost dreams, or adult pressures. But this somber side of Bee and PuppyCat never interferes with the show's overall wholesome vibe. If anything, there's a life-affirming relatability to the show's obstacles that's comfortingly melancholic. Even in a world where anything is possible and cosmic careers are infinite, life still goes on for our characters, and they share the same fears or dreads as the audience. Yet they all manage to carry on because they find a sweet joy in the mundane, whether that means eating birthday cake at 1 AM or watching comfort television.
Oh man, this salad looks good. What did you get?
We'll be back to the Pretty Patrick Lunchtime Marathon after the break.
Oh, a Pretty Patrick Marathon! This is a great show.
Heck, a lot of our characters' temp jobs are monotonous and tedious, but in a relaxing kind of way, because there's a galactic twist to these seemingly boring tasks, with workers being surrounded by surreal yet soothing climates.
Whoa! Look at all the music boxes.
I can't forget to mention how every episode is also backed up by a chilled out lo-fi soundtrack, full of 8-bit beats, calming ambience, and new age synthwave. So much of the show's relaxing nature comes from this gorgeous soundtrack.
Oh,
You like that?
that's a lovely surprise.
It's one thing for the talented artists and animators to create an enchanting atmosphere, but Barf's compositions elevate these adorable visuals to another tier. It's like their music completes the whole immersive package. I would not be surprised if fans use his score for study music. All in all, being PuppyCat isn't just very cute and fall into your armchair levels of relaxing, it's also a surprisingly existential show that'll make you deeply ponder about the human condition and the pursuits of life. Louie. This Australian preschool cartoon follows the lives of the Healers, a family of dogs who live in Queensland. Even though it was mainly targeted towards under 5s, many adults have become huge fans of it, myself included. It's deceptively more than what you think it is. A junior show cartoon that happens to be so well written that sometimes parents get more invested in it than their kids. Firstly, it's unapologetically Aussie. Its Australianness is never diluted or hidden for Western appeal. It wears its down under roots with pride. Not only do we get to see wildlife that's indigenous to Oz, but characters will often casually use Aussie slang. This means a lot to me, because I have Australian family. I see my own Aussie granddad in Bluey's grandfather. The Healer house strangely kind of reminds me of my grandparents' home. And just like Bluey's family, I've actually spent one of my Christmases in the sunshine.
Are you sure you know how to do the crackling?
Read the apron.
Bluey is also wonderfully empathetic to children. It doesn't pander to them or see them as dumb idiots. It respects kids' abilities to both learn about new things and their right to express how they feel. Studio Ludo know that animation for preschoolers doesn't have to be mindless mush to keep them distracted. It can actually help kids during their early years, whether that means teaching them social cues or validating their emotions.
Sometimes you play a bit too rough with me.
Oh, bingo, really? Oh, sorry, Buster, I didn't realise.
This keen understanding of children helps the show to write truly realistic and believable kid characters, like maybe the most authentic portrayals of children that I've ever seen. Kids are emotionally messy and just as human as grown-ups. Bluey, Bingo and their friends behave like any other kid. They can be annoying, but they can also be funny.
Coconuts have water in them.
They can be rude, but they can also show kindness. But Bluey has also been praised for its amazing take on parenting, so much so that many mums and dads actually turn to the show for parenting advice, because it's so progressive when it comes to raising kids. Parents Bandit and Chili have this brilliant knack for finding the right balance of firm and nurturing. Every parenting decision they make comes from a place of love and a desire to help their kids grow up to be healthy, sensible and kind adults who love themselves.
I have a little cry.
Check,
Then I pick myself up,
check,
dust myself off,
check.
and keep going. The show must go on.
At the same time, Bandit and Chili aren't heavenly saints who never make mistakes. Just like real parents, they can say the wrong thing or lose their temper.
Double bingo! I could definitely get used to this.
What?
Bandit.
But unlike bad parents, they actually apologize and try to make up for what they did or said.
Okay, what about this? Boing! Okay, too rough. Now I know.
Their parenting is at its most fun and engaging when the two have playtime with Bluey and Bingo. Even if they're tired or don't like a chosen game, they still always put their hearts and souls into their roleplay characters. We rarely get to see what the family is actually imagining, but we don't really need to, because the Healers are so great at telling stories or building characters.
Where to, madam? Click. I'm taking Millicent to Stumbly-tastics. You got it.
Or while Bandit and Chili use said creative games to naturally and organically help their children learn a life lesson, develop a new skill, or just expand their imagination.
Once there were two sisters. Big sister, hi, and little sister.
Hi. And also a little fairy.
Even if a playtime doesn't have a purpose by the end, it's still a wonderful chance for bonding.
Come on! Chloe, help! What do I do? Do that knee thingy do.
On top of these things is a sense of humour that'll make audiences of all ages laugh out loud. Kids will giggle at all of the silly playfulness or wacky shenanigans.
What's so funny?
That isn't a train ticket.
Huh?
It's a piece of poo.
What? Yeah.
But older audiences will notice how Bluey adopts the same comedy principles as any classic sitcom. It's all family-friendly humour that's safe for Disney Junior or CBeebies viewers, but the mechanics of your traditional comedy are always at play in every episode.
This isn't enough money. This is only enough for one banana bread. You'll have to share.
They forgot to toast it.
When I first watched Bluey, I was shocked at not only how much it made me laugh, but also how hard it made me laugh.
Bonjour.
Thank you. What are you doing?
No laughing at ya.
Even when you're not snorting or chuckling at these characters, you'll sometimes end up bawling your eyes out. But every cry is always rewarding. You feel healthy for letting it all out, with many episodes touching on poignant themes related to growing up or raising kids. Whether we're learning about Bluey's first steps, watching Bluey face hard-hitting truths, or seeing his parents' more vulnerable sides.
And there's something you need to know.
What?
You're doing great.
Bluey is an exceptional series, a true groundbreaker for preschool entertainment that's set a very high bar for what makes good animation for under 5s nowadays, all while gathering a loyal fanbase of older audiences who are seeking guidance as parents, or just want to embrace their inner child.
Wow, that was a wild ride.
Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers is a struggling burger restaurant in a seaside town, run by the Belchers, a family made up of dry-tone Bob, the flamboyant Linda, awkward teen Dina, quirky Jean, and troublemaker Louise. The major charm of Bob's Burgers is the working-class relatability of Bob's floundering business. Every month, the restaurant just about scrapes by, but Bob is a hugely passionate burger chef who loves coming up with ideas for the burger of the day.
And I'm running out of time. And there's time. Huh, egg. Lynn.
What?
Linda.
What?
Running out of time.
What?
This family couldn't be further from glamorous. Heck, I'd best describe them as teetering on the edge of financially stable. But their blue-collar lifestyle humbles them, making the average audience easily resonate with their daily lives.
Why hasn't it heated up? Is it broken? Did we pay the gas bill?
Yes, we paid the gas bill. I remember because the check number ended in 69 and we high-fived.
It's easy to come out of a Bob's Burgers episode feeling uplifted, because the Belchers are inspiring without even trying. This is a family who have to always fight to get by, all while being taunted by a far more successful rival business every single day.
Looks like whatever dumb idea you had to outdo me really paid off. Not!
My idea will pay off, Jimmy.
Yet they remain creative, alive, and adventurous in spite of what life throws at them. Whether they're trying new experiences outside the box.
See the way I'm walking, with one of my arms lower than the other and my foot dragging? Well, that's hip-hop.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's hip-hop.
Agreeing to bizarre invites from the eccentric landlord.
Can I take the blindfold off? I'd love to be able to see things again.
Fine.
Oh my god, we're on a cliff.
Or taking imaginative risks for the restaurant.
I'm serenading you with my voice. I just spat a little, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I love that song. It's so tip-worthy.
In the diaper, please.
Gene, no.
If the Belchers can thrive in the face of adversity, then maybe you can as well. And that's a beautiful sentiment. This family could lose everything they have at any moment, but they still crack silly jokes and spending loving time together like any typical family.
All right, Yeti, time to eat some spaghetti. Your little dancing legs aren't gonna stop me twice.
Wait, this is your third putt though, right?
Shush, shush, shush.
It helps that the Belchers are a ragtag bunch of non-conforming oddballs. None of them fit the conventional idea of normal, and really struggle to fit in or be accepted, but they feel like they can be themselves around each other.
It's him. That's Rising Hawk. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Heck, this family is so close that the siblings are actually besties. Sure, Tina, Louise, and Jean have their own friends at school, but they're also comfortably happy hanging around each other and spending time as brother and sisters, which is very refreshing when so many cartoons enforce the idea that siblings are natural enemies.
Now remember, eyes on the prize. Ticket games only. No video games, no pizza, no ball pit.
Darn it.
Got it.
An average day at Bob's restaurant can actually be quite calming. The lack of customers makes for a quiet and laid-back atmosphere, plus it's nice watching this family keeping themselves busy with original games, personal projects, or mundane tasks.
Ready, Gene?
Of course I'm ready. This is the most important moment of my life.
Okay, pouring the ketchup now.
Their sluggish chefs are never fully dead because the Belchers are always eager to find fun, learn about restaurant regulars' personal lives, or interact with charismatic customers that happen to be passing by.
Permission to come aboard?
Permission given!
I'm Captain Flarty.
I think what makes me come back to Bob's Burgers the most is Bob's love for what he does. He knows that his restaurant is stagnant, maybe will never find success, and that there will always be off days, but cooking is what makes him feel alive. And said sincere passion has led him to making genuinely delicious burgers that go underappreciated by the wider public.
Man, this is a great burger. I mean, I was ready to like it. I had a fake compliment locked and loaded, but I really love it.
Watching an episode of Bob's Burgers is like chomping down on a satisfying home-cooked patty. It fills you up and makes you feel a little better about things. It's a very digestible series that's so easy to casually marathon. The Great North. This is a cartoon from the makers of Bob's Burgers. It chronicles the Tobins, an Alaskan family consisting of Beef, Judy, Ham, Moon, Wolf, and Honeybee. Yes, the show shares similarities to Bob's Burgers, but I won't be comparing them for competition, because that's not what this video is about. The Great North is a very underrated Fox cartoon that I've often turned to whenever I've needed a pick-me-up. It's one of my most reliable serotonin fixes. The Tobins are wholesomeness personified, a clan of quirky and lovable Alaskans who exhibit every healthy green flag that you can imagine. They're so sweet and lovable that I would honestly die for them if they were real.
Well, if we can find each other in a storm like this, we'll always be able to find each other.
Hey family, the only place I'm drifting is right into your arms.
I'm especially attached to single father Beef, an autistic coded teddy bear of a man with a soft-spoken voice that soothes my soul.
Well, it will be very fun to eat food off this plate, Judy. Look how tiny my hamburger looks in this landscape.
He embodies all of the best traits of positive masculinity, and it's zero surprise how many ladies are crushing hard on him.
And if you miss me too much in between, you can take me out to dinner?
The way he supports his children unconditionally is beautiful. It doesn't matter what hobby or project they pursue, he's always their #1 fan, while also doing his best to give the right advice. Heck, even when Ham joins a punk band and has to perform a song about parents sucking, Ham becomes terrified of hurting his dad's feelings, but Beef tells him this.
But it's okay to explore your rebellious side.
Really?
Yes, and I would be honored for you to sing a disparaging song about me.
You would?
Very much.
He might sound too perfect, but trust me, he's not. It's just that his pros greatly outweigh his cons. For example, he could be quite the compulsive liar and will get carried away with his fibs until they go too far. However, this bad habit doesn't even annoy me that much, because his awful lying skills are honestly freaking damn hilarious.
Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over for—
Not now, Tell. The president needs me because there are so many Draculas. What? Go for Derek.
Plus, he tends to only lie to save people's feelings or protect his own emotions because he's scared of getting hurt or hurting anyone else.
I am so sorry. I've never had to say no to a date before.
The Great North also counters the annoying sitcom cliche of unhappily married couples with the wonderful romance of Wolf and Honeybee. These two are madly, deeply in love, and they show it in every single episode. It's a bond that's adorably founded on a mutual geeky love for movies, and even their wedding vows are film quote inspired.
Show you the money. And by money, I mean understanding.
In front of a bee, asking her to love him.
That's not a ring.
This is a ring.
They're just as silly as each other, don't really have jealousy issues, and they love to pursue creative projects or business ideas as a husband and wife team. These two are sincerely my goal for a dream relationship.
And we never even took that treadmill stroll together.
Well, are you free now?
I never actually pictured Alaska as a calming place, but Lone Moose is honestly lovely to visit. I'm not even a fan of cold weather. I mean, I live in England, come on. Yet I'm always stunned by the show's breathtaking snowy backdrops and quaint townscapes. Lone Moose is also full of local traditions and customs that not only bring the town together as a community, but also help to illustrate its rich, colourful history. To me, the best fictional places feel lived in and full of culture, which is exactly what Lone Moose is. There's also a comforting warmth to the Tobin cabin, especially when I watch the show during the winter. It's a gorgeous hut that's so invitingly homely, plus you can tell that it's been built and furnished with love. To conclude, I can't encourage folks enough to give The Great North a try. I don't expect everyone to like it, but personally it's one of my top 10 favourite cartoons, and the series that I recommend to friends the most when they want to be cheered up. To be honest, I could say so much more about the Great North, and I'd like to make a longer video on this show in the future. Next, watch my video on modern British cartoons. I've been Jamboree. I hope this video relaxed you. Cheerio, folks.